downtown Minneapolis. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25.
QB's trash.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Next to receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
Well, to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
Mike's 50.
On second down, it's Cook again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Throwing, Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Brandon, you know, this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Cousins. Flush to his right. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things.
Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook from 19 yards away. And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. They got to love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means that they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. If you're on the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 21. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what...
Oh, looking for Waller, but this is intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
You got nothing today. Good routes here.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
They can't hang with us.
What's tight? Tight end's right. What's tight?
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
50's the mic.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They'll run with Cook. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They try again with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Dalvin Cook
With his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Vikings go up by 2 touchdowns. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And it's now 14-0.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Meanwhile, Carr's throw complete here to Waller.
And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Raider first. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Carr completes it, and they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Monday, down. You wide 8-8.
The mic. Let's go.
25. Raider 2. Check 25. Hey, Raider 2.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Past the 20.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. On second down, Cook. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
36.
To throw, Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. Touchdown! Dalvin Cook on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Vikings have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that makes the score 21-0.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Chandon Sullivan. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions, but that's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Throwing is Cousins.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Jayon Brown. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
180. 180, we're good. 180.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I know you felt that.
You're mine.
Throwing now is Carr.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Vikings are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Give them 19 there as the drive marches forward.
180.
50, Mike, 50. Hey, here we go.
1st down. Here's Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Cook.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Heavy, what you got? What you got?
And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. The kick by Joseph is good, and the route is on. It's 24-0.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides would be thrilled with that.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action.
Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. On second down, Jacobs. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Shotgun now for Carr. He gets this to Devontae Adams.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
We're good. 180. Hey, watch 734. Check Mike 54. Mike.
Carr now on first down. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Darren Waller. 40 yards.
And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit.
Watch the pass. 58, right over there.
They're going to try and run. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Second down, they go right back to Cook.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
41 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic.
They go play action. Cousins on the move to his left. That is caught by Thielen. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On second down, it's Cook again.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Leave it. Ring up 48. Mike 52.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
52's the mic. I got wide.
Hey, we're good.
Watch Mike. Right here.
Mike 52.
Now Cousins.
Defense all day.
That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to the ground, Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Dalvin Cook.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Vikings have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that pushes the lead up to 23.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs.
Down inside the 10.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Jacobs not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. One more time with Jacobs. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
180, we're good. 180. Express.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. Flushed out right. And now here is another interception.
And the Vikings are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces.